So tonight we're gonna chronicle a story so astronomical, the last remaining story to tell.
That guy who didn't like musicals.
Hi guys, welcome to the channel, welcome back. This is a bit of an interesting video because I don't think a lot of people in the UK will know about this theatre company. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. It is a very hot day today, very, very hot. I had my fan on earlier to cool down my room. I got my curtains shut to keep the heat out. But yes, let's crack on with this video. So, StarKid Productions. That is the name of this theatre group that we're going to be talking about today. They are a USA company. That's what you like to call it. But they travel around like Chicago, Los Angeles, I'm pretty sure. Just to, you know, switch up, I think. They aren't professional, they're amateurs. But they rely on their supporters to give them money for their budget for shows. So the way that they do their shows, they have a show, they have fundraisers, and people can donate to the show, and that gives them the funds that they need for the show. One of the actual actors writes the songs for the shows. He's done quite a few shows now, and sometimes they put jokes about it into the show. As I said, they're amateurs, but they have a massive, huge fan base. They also have a YouTube channel where they put their shows on, they film them, and they put them on YouTube, so they are available to watch, you know, across the world. That's one of the reasons why they have such a huge fan base, is because they've put their shows out there for people to watch. Now, I'm going to be talking about a specific show called The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals, which I think is one of their best ones. But I'll also talk about some of their other shows quickly now. So they got Twisted, which is a play on Wicked, but it's basically the story of Aladdin, but told from entirely Jafar's side. Aladdin's a douche, and yeah, it's just really funny. Lots of Disney references and some really funny songs. They've got Firebringer, which is basically humanity discovering fire. One of their newest well, not one of them, their newest one, Black Friday, which is a sequel to, well, I say a sequel, it's in the same universe as The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals, and some of the characters make reappearances. About a toy that gets released on Black Friday, and it turns out to be evil and tries to, you know, take over the world, really, which is decent. So, let's crack on with The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. As you can tell from the title, there is a guy that doesn't like musicals, and they play with this throughout the show. They have, all, you know, the entire cast singing, apart from the main character, Paul, who does not sing until a certain point. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to spoil the ending for you. But the premise is that, you know, everything's normal. These people are working in this office. And then these everyone wakes up and they start singing songs and dancing in the street for no reason. And basically the whole of the US is turning into one big musical. And it's a bit like an apocalyptic thing where, you know, you've got groups of people. Well, I say groups, it's one main group that you follow. And the aliens, they kind of kill people to turn them into these musical people. And, you know, we meet Emma, who works in the coffee shop that Paul goes to just to see her, really. And she joins the group, and she knows this, one of her teachers from her school is like one of those people that prepares for the apocalypse and stockpiles everything. He turns out to be a bad guy and loves musical theatre. And there's a great song called Show-Stopping Number, and I would highly recommend listening to that. It's so funny. But yeah, so the whole world's turning into a musical, and, you know, it seems like the aliens are going to take over, and I'm not going to spoil the ending. But with this show, I think it was the first StarKid show I watched online. I've watched quite a few of the other ones now that I've got to know StarKid. But for me, this is my favourite one, purely because it's all about musical theatre, but a lot of their shows are musicals. But for me, this is the best one. But with this show, they didn't have a lot of set at all. It was mainly just put things on stage that they had really to have set. But it's a really funny show, and they show the audience laughing, and you can hear the audience laughing. They go into the audience at points. It's got Mariah Rose Faithin, who is actually the person who plays Regina George on the tour of Mean Girls. Obviously not at the moment, but she was playing before COVID. But yeah, she is there. Also, Darren Criss, who people might know as Blaine from Glee, he got his start in StarKid. He played Harry Potter in a Harry Potter musical, which I would also recommend because that's one of their first shows and it's so funny. Some of the songs are iconic. But a lot of the people who are in The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals have been there since the beginning. So Lauren Lopez and Joey Richer, they are actually engaged. I didn't even know that, but I found out they were engaged. But they've been there since the start. Jeff Blim, who writes all the music for the shows, he's been there since the start. So, they've been around a while now, but they've got a very big fan base. And I think it's important that I've shared this with you guys. So, if you're not watching any theatre at home or don't have access to it, if you have to pay, this is completely free. It's funny, it's musical. So I thought I'd bring it to you so you get to see like an amateur sort of performance of an original musical. They also have a store online where you can buy merchandise from their shows that they've done before. I think they're funny. Obviously, they're amateurs, so they're not as high budget and like, wow, look at us. But it's really funny. Sometimes the music is questionable, I will not lie. But a lot of the songs are really funny in all of their shows that they've done. Twisted is, if you love Disney and love musicals, just watch Twisted. It's really funny. Also, let me just advise this like, StarKid is not for children. There's lots of swearing, guns. Yeah, there's a lot. I'd say the main thing is swearing. There is a lot of swearing. So if you're a child who's watching this video, don't watch StarKid until you're like 12 or 15, because there's a lot of swearing. But that's one of the reasons for us adults that it makes it funny, is because they've incorporated the swearing into it. But yeah, watch StarKid. I would really recommend if you're bored or just to have nothing to do and you just want to watch some theatre, watch StarKid. So thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't. If you've watched StarKid, I know a couple of you have, let me know your favourite ones down below because I'd be so interested to know. But my favourite one, I'm going to tell you, is The Guy Who Doesn't Like Musicals. But until then, have a great day, guys. Keep safe. Put your fan on in this room. Well, in your room. It's very, very hot this time of year. So drink lots of water. But just mainly stay safe. Have a great day. And have a great week. And I will see you later.